Anthros has come out with a 2.0 version of their chair. I mean, we were already pretty happy with the first version, right? But now with some new changes, the backrest feels a little wider to me, and it has a little bit more of a cradled feeling. I like when I'm kind of cozy in a chair and it feels like it's giving me a little bit of that hugging sensation. So I was already really high on this. I love that pelvic support, how you can really dial it in. Super unique. I can't really think of any other chair that lets you have these two different adjustment points. Takes a little bit to fine tune it to where it's comfortable. Once you get it right, just feels amazing. So I'm going to give this an A.
Yeah, they definitely made a bunch of really specific changes to this chair. Number one, the seat is actually flatter than it was before, and it has a coccyx cutout in the back. It still has those other cutouts underneath where your sit bones go, so this is one of the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in, to be honest. I love that seat, and they actually made this more of a waterfall front where it was sort of cutting off the circulation to the back of your legs. That's something I didn't like in the previous iteration of the chair. Like Robert had mentioned, they did some changes here to this back pad as well, so both of the back pads actually got bigger overall and a little bit thicker, which kind of makes it feel more like a normal chair instead of having the larger gaps, which made this lower support really feel like it was in your back at all times, and not necessarily great for some people that were more in a bit of slouching or maybe poor sitting postures. I actually was really bullish on this chair with the changes. I still don't love the arm pads as much on them, but they've got an awesome return policy, 60 days now, no hassle returns, free returns, and they have the 12-year warranty. Overall, the chair just got more comfortable, I think. The only thing I wish I would like to see is these arm pads. So I'm easy A on this chair. It's got all the things that you would want, and I've actually been sitting in this now for like the last 6 to probably 8 weeks, so it's been a great chair.
Yeah, I think Anthros did a very good job of getting to a point where now they can definitely call themselves as a strong contender against brands like Herman Miller, Steelcase, Hayworth. They have very, very good build quality. All of the components are individually made. You're not going to find these components on any other chair. They're made specifically for the Anthros chair. They're all high-end from a very reputable company. Like Greg said, you're not going to get a better return policy. I mean, Herman Miller and Steelcase are at like 14 days now. You get 4 times as long from Anthros and just as good of a warranty. So for me, the policies, the build, you're more than getting what you are paying for in terms of that. And I like the changes that they make. I think the seat is great. And it's a little warm for me. That'd be my only complaint. And I do wish that the back had a little bit of height adjustment. Sometimes I feel myself slouching in it, and I feel like I could avoid that if I could just lower it a tad. But I still think it's an amazing chair. Kind of just 2 things that I think could push it to S tier, but I'm still going to be at an A. So very, very well made.
The Libernovo Omni chair, I bet a lot of you have been waiting for this one. Now, if I have to look at this entire list of chairs we talk about and think, okay, which one do I want to spend all my time sitting in? Libernovo is going to be on the top of that list. Maybe not number 1, but definitely in that top 5. And the fact that it's less than $1,000 makes this what I have to consider an S tier chair. Now, there are some question marks. We don't know a lot about the brand. It's definitely new. They do give a 5-year warranty, but when you don't necessarily know how reputable the brand is, what does that warranty really mean? And we still are just looking at a kind of a pre-production model. So there's a little question marks of if they fixed a couple of different things. So I'm going to be optimistic and give them the benefit of the doubt that they're a reputable company and that the couple problems are going to be fixed. And I'm going to stick with that S tier.
Yeah, this is an interesting one to score just because of all the things that Robert touched on. Like right now it's being sold basically on kind of like a pre-release system launched on Kickstarter. They've been crazy successful with their launch. And I really am impressed with the comfort of the chair. I mean, it's probably the softest chair that we have in the office that isn't just a poof ball that you sink into and provides no support. The seat is ridiculously soft. The back is super soft. The headrest is really soft. I really like the armrests aside from the adjustment on the height range. They don't go low enough for me to use them the way that I do at my desk, so I kind of have to make them work. But it is soft in all of the right places. You've got kind of like that embody backrest design where you have a ton of room to move your arms around and swivel. You can see the recline range is absolutely insane. You got decent policies with the warranty and you got the returns. I am right there with Robert though, where I do question how valuable that warranty is. This is kind of a recently launched product from a company that we don't know a ton about. So for that reason, I'm going to go with a B+ overall, but I do think it is a very good chair. A lot of interesting stuff going on. I'm not going to get into the electronics that Greg's touching. He'll probably touch more on that.
Yeah, this chair is super interesting. I was actually one of the first to see it when I went to the NeoCon trade show. And the first initial sit test on this chair is just like cush ball all day, right? A little bit concerning, but they do have 3 different densities of foam as you kind of like work your way back in the seat, which was also super unique. But for me personally, I'm just a little bit worried. Number 1, that the seat is as soft as it is right now, just because what is that doing longer term? I don't know what that means longer term. It sits a little bit too soft for me personally. and it feels warm because of that. Like these guys have said, I mean, there's millions of adjustments on this thing. Seriously, like everything is moving. Is that a good thing? I'm not sure. It's just so new. It's hard to say. The headrest has like all kinds of adjustments too. Like you're going depth adjustment. It's got the height adjustment. It's pivoting back and forth. You've got all these like things on the backrest. I mean, I just don't know how long this thing is going to hold up like this. I hope it will, but they don't really back it with a great warranty. I think, what is it on there? Is it a 5 and 2? So you've got 5 years on the chair itself and 2 years on the electronics, which, you know, everybody's a little concerned there. For me, I go A plus on this one. Comfort, probably closer to A just because of the softness. I feel like it might be super long sitting. It's probably going to be not perfect, right? Like it's not S tier material, but it's really good. And then just my concern overall for how this thing holds up, I got to hold it back overall. So I'm going to give it a B plus, which I think is pretty fair.
If you want to see how we rank all of the most popular chairs, head over to BTODtv to see our full office chair tier list. Click the link in the description.